So I want to get into a little bit about, like, we have a lot of homeowners where we run into some scenarios. We go out, we do a roof, and there's maybe some rotted fascia boards or something, and we get asked a lot of times, well, why didn't they change out that bad wood? But it's not necessarily bad wood that's on the roof. So kind of explain where our trade stops and where other trades begin for homeowners that may not understand that.
Well, when you start talking about fascia and soffit and siding and windows and that type of thing, if you're getting in a different trade, like you said, you're getting in more of a siding trade.
Right.
And that's what people ask a lot of times. How come you didn't change the fascia board? Which you got a lot of times they're wrapped with aluminum fascia. Right. Which if you got aluminum fascia, you've got vinyl or aluminum soffit. So there's a whole lot more pieces and parts that has to be removed to get the fascia out, because the soffit's nailed to the fascia's aluminum's nailed to the fascia, and the gutter's nailed to the aluminum fascia and the fascia.
So in order to change that out, everything's got to come down.
Yes.
And then everything's got to go back.
Yes.
And when we say everything, we're saying everything from the drip edge, the edge of the roof, to the underneath the overhang of the roof.
At the J channel or wherever it may slide in or meet.
So the wall, where the wall comes up, you got your overhang that ties in. So you're saying from that J trim and that intersection all the way around to the drip edge on the roof. In order to change out anything that's bad or rotted there, we got to take it all off, and put it all back on. We still do that in a lot of scenarios, though. But it's something that we price beforehand in most situations.
We typically try to, because that's another thing. You're not going to see it if that aluminum is on there and that vinyl soffit or aluminum soffit. You may not see that. Then when we get up there and that bad piece of plywood where those shingles are rotted, where the leaves are piled full of the gutter and it's migrated back up underneath that plywood and then rotted that fascia board off. We don't know that. And when we go in there, and my big thing with that, and when we do one of these and we get a lot of bad sheeting or bad decking, and we come in here and we're replacing it or getting it replaced, then we go back in there and bill them for it. I mean, I feel like the bad guy sometimes, but all I'm doing is trying to get your house fixed and get it back to code so we can put a roof on it.
And I know in that scenario, a lot of times it's real bad because they didn't even know it was leaking to start with, or that they were getting
it's out in the overhang.
Exactly. It's not inside the house.
So
I know when we run into that situation, a lot of times we had one just here the other day in Sevierville that we did, and the only way they knew, I think, is because the gutter had actually detached from the fascia, and it was falling off, so the whole fascia board was rotted. And I give them a separate price to actually take the gutter off, take the aluminum fascia off, replace the bad fascia behind that, and we were able to do all that aside from the roof work, because the way all that ties together. You know, we done the roof, and then we come back in after, took the gutter off, fixed the fascia.
Well, we're capable to do that because we have our own CNC folder, own shear, which if you're just doing some of that aluminum fascia, that's not hardly a big a deal. You can take a little aluminum breakout on a job and a utility knife, and you can make it right there on site. But when you start getting into some of your heavier components and pieces and parts and need a special piece for a chimney or a chimney cap maybe even made, that's something that's hard to do out there with a little 8 or 10 foot aluminum brake. That's something you're going to have bigger tools to make, a box and pan brake to make, to fold those ears back and do some of the custom work that we're able to do in-house that we can kind of do on the fly, I guess to say, because we know we might run into a chimney. You're going to get a stone chimney. You're going to get a brick chimney. You're going to get in some of these newer homes now that they don't even lay the counter flashing in the brickwork. Now everybody's cutting the reglet because they're kind of in the same boat everybody else is. You get, I ain't gonna try to pick on different trades, but sometimes you get people that go in here and they lay the brick. They're just starting to lay the brick. They don't lay the flashing in the brick.
But one trade affects the next trade where it ties together.
And when you get in there and do that, and we get up here and we put a roof on, or somebody puts a roof on, you get a new build, and somebody comes in here and builds a wooden chase or whatever they may build, and they put this stick-on faux stone on. You've seen it just like I have. They step flashes turned up there, it's in behind it. That rock, it lays right out on the shingle work. So when you get ready to re-roof this thing, so that's where we get involved. You come in here and you get called, and all of a sudden you tear these shingles off, and you've got a piece of flashing sticking out about 2 inches is all you've got. And you're having to try to work with that, and you've got shingles back underneath the rock, shingles back underneath the brick. There's a lot of different things that you have to deal with and contend with.
How often do we run into that?
Oh, it's the percentage of the time's a whole lot higher now than it used to be. Because before, like I said, those trades that did that, they were laying that brick. They were laying that stone, and they had the actual look like steps going up through there,
Yes.
and you could slide your flashing in behind it. Now they're not doing that. They're
Right.
just laying it out there on it. They're getting somebody to come here and build this house quick, and they've got a bang up job, and they got somebody to go in here and throw this roof on. But we've even worked with some of our builders a little bit. If they'll work with me and give us a little more time, we can put a receiver flashing in. We can put different things in so they can go in there after the fact and re-roof this thing and not have to go in and tear pieces and parts of it
And
off.
we can make that here
Right.
for them,
Right.
and take it to them and have it out on the job
Right.
site. That way they can put it in. It makes our job a lot easier when we get ready to come out.
But
and
that's
roof
why
these
our
things.
pricing may be a little bit different than Joe comes through here with a pickup truck.
Yes.
He may not be doing this. He may throw them shingles on us like everybody else did
Yes.
and leave there, and they're gonna let somebody else worry with it 10 or 15 years down the road.
Right.
I want to try to catch that on the front end instead of on the back end.
Right. Thank you all for watching our video. We're going to try and do some more videos like this in the future where we're connect with our customers, talk about our jobs, how we like to do things here at Bryan King Roofing. So keep an eye on our Facebook and our YouTube channel, and we'll be posting more stuff in the future.